Welcome to the Business Over a Brew podcast, the show where we talk business with the Riverbend's most interesting and influential business leaders, all while enjoying a nice brew from the Great Rivers Tap and Grill inside the Best Western Premier in Alton. Today, we talk with Best Western Premier General Manager Patty Rotermund and Director of Marketing Jacinda Dunlap. They'll talk about the incredible transformation the hotel has undergone in recent years and tell us about some great new items on the menu as well. So let's get to it. It's the Business Over a Brew podcast from the Great Rivers Tap and Grill inside the Best Western Premier in Alton. Welcome to Business Over a Brew. We're calling this Season 3 after a little bit of a hiatus, and pleased to be hosted now at Great Rivers Tap and Grill inside the Best Western Premier, and pleased to be joined on our first episode here by Patty Rotermund and Jacinda Dunlap of Best Western Premier. Thanks for joining us.
Great. Thanks for being here with us.
Patty, let's start with you. How did you get started in the business, and how long have you been here?
I got started in the business as a banquet server a long time ago. When it was a Hilton in Collinsville.
Okay.
And that's now the DoubleTree. But anyway, then moved on through a few other hotels and came over here as director of sales, and then was promoted to GM, 8 years after that. But I've been here since 1990. So next week will be my 29th year here.
So you've been through
crazy.
Every transition through
everything.
and Atrium,
yes.
and now Best Western
And a
Premier.
million renovations, it seems like.
And Jacinda, how about you?
Well, I can't top that. But actually, Patty hired me in 2006. I've been here about 13 years now. I've held several positions in the hotel, including banquet manager, director of housekeeping, and I am now the director of sales and marketing. I've been in my position now since 2013, I think.
And proud East Alton Woodruff Oiler
Yes,
grad.
of course.
So
Yeah.
Can't forget to mention that.
East Alton Woodruff 96.
95. Let's talk about the most recent renovation. It's an unbelievable, really it's more of a transformation, I think, of the place. It's a totally different place.
It really is. We were very fortunate that the new ownership invested in the hotel and the community. The community rallied around us and said, we want this hotel here. And we're thankful that he came in, he's out of California, he kept all of us, and invested several million into the hotel to transform it to what it is today, which, as you said, is a huge difference from where it was.
And a lot of different services provided, obviously still the hotel, but a great event center as well.
Yeah, we have a lot of huge events that are either annual events for some organizations or, your one-time event for weddings and things like that. But then we have some parents who have 5 daughters, and they'll get, have all 5 daughters have their receptions here. Our director of catering, David Knowles, has great relationships with people, and he'll be on those brides. Now, on those parents, when's your next daughter getting married? You got to call me. So,
Yes.
yeah.
And I'm sure most of them do. That's probably how you
They
get a lot
do.
of
They
roses, I would
do.
imagine.
We've had
Yeah.
some families that all of their daughters, or even some of their sons, have had their reception here. in the
And bridal
barn.
showers and baby showers and bar mitzvahs or whatever.
Right. Jacinda, you've been here through the transitions as well. What's your favorite thing about the new Best Western Premier?
The change. I would have to say the one thing that impacts me the most, that I watch guests be impacted by the most, is the fact that now the atrium area is a flat area instead of being a sunken area. And we added the wall to separate the pool area from the lobby. That's top of the mind for me, just because I do see the guests walk in the door, and when they've been here before, they're like, wow. I mean, it's just that wow factor. And as the director of sales and marketing, I can now sell the atrium a little differently than I did before. With it being flat, it's a little easier. And when we renovated, they made most things in the atrium movable. So if I need them out so that we can set it for trade shows and other large events, conventions and conferences, I have the space now. So
I was talking to our news director, Mark Ellerbrock, the other day, and he mentioned that his daughters had an event and they had all come out here for pictures beforehand. I think that's probably something relatively new. I don't know if that was happening back in the days of Holiday Inn and Atrium, maybe.
Yeah, somewhat, yes, because of our fountains that we had in the atrium, and people would just show up, and pretty soon you've got 200 people in your atrium that you didn't expect.
In the middle of an
In
event.
the middle of an event.
middle of an event.
Yeah, so
Call first.
call first. Yeah, thank you.
yes.
Patty, as general manager, just kind of walk us through a day in the life, a typical day for you.
Oh gosh, no day is the same, and that's probably why I keep hanging around, is because you just never know what you're going to experience, whether it be guest related or the mechanics of a building. You know, an older building too. You never know what's going to go wrong, or and then employee related. So we've got about 65 employees, and we have about 100,000 guests walk through our doors every year. And so you just don't know. My job is really pretty much about assessing the situation, putting out fires, and prioritizing every day.
When I took over as general manager, there was just a lot of things that I didn't really expect from the job. What's one thing that was kind of maybe an unexpected surprise or a challenge that you didn't anticipate?
Wow. I didn't anticipate how hard a renovation would be, and how much of a team we have here. When I call in all hands on deck, it's all hands on deck. So that means everybody here would be putting rooms back together at the last minute, because Jacinda booked 90 rooms sold for the weekend, and they're just finishing up carpet on one whole floor, and we're all pulling together to get the rooms ready for the people who are going to be checking in 12 hours. And it didn't matter if we were here till midnight or 2 in the morning. Everybody did what it took to get it done.
Yeah, the things that hotel guests don't think about have to happen before we get checked in. Jacinda, how about you? A typical day for you?
A typical day for me, yeah. I mean, I would say in hospitality business, it is not typical. However, I do have a great team, catering director and a sales and marketing coordinator. So, of course, I help them with day-to-day tasks. My job is to find the business that's not here and bring it in, and make sure I'm there to answer all the questions for any of our clients who are looking to book with us, and who are here with us. So, it's not just come in, check my email, answer the phone a couple times. As Patty mentioned, one thing that sets us apart, I think, the entire team, is that all of us in every department, management and or line level staff, we just have this way we do things, and when it needs to be done, we get it done. So you know what? I might be checking my email and assisting with a conference booking, and the power goes out in Alton, and the restaurant fills up, and then I'm over here taking orders and offering drinks.
And I'm doing dishes.
And she's doing dishes. Yeah, and the catering director is taking orders. So no typical day, but ideally, I enjoy very much offering our wonderful quality product to our guests.
Well, and Jacinda's also responsible for all of our social marketing. So that's a full-time job in itself. I mean, you understand how all that works.
Yeah, that's right.
Day and night. She's up at 10:30 at night posting from home, and 6 o'clock in the morning she's posting from home. And
I'm curious, what do you guys like when you go to other hotels when you travel?
What do we like? Yes. We're.
Well, you mean what are we like, or what do we like?
Like when I listen to other radio stations, I'm like, oh, that sounds. Either I'm thinking that's a great idea, we should do that, or I'm thinking that's something I never want to hear on my radio.
Yeah, and that's pretty much. We steal ideas. We bring back collateral material if we see something that's cool. I mean, who wants to reinvent the wheel, right? You just steal things or borrow them.
There's no new ideas, I say.
Yeah.
No, and when we do go to hotels, so for business, we do, and for vacation, I think a lot of us try to go to places that aren't hotels just because we are here all the time. However, I like customer service is one of the huge things for me. So when I go to a hotel anywhere else, I expect good customer service.
And cleanliness. I mean,
and cleanliness.
When you're in the business, you go in and you inspect the room, and you turn back the sheets, and you inspect the mattress. You do it all. It's just what you do.
Yeah.
Right. As director of sales and marketing, I mean, the way people book a hotel obviously has changed quite a bit.
Oh, yes, sir, it has. So my job now involves a lot of education to our guests. I will have plenty of guest call, the typical wedding room block. And my guest has been online for probably an hour or two before they've even decided to call our hotel. And they've seen a lower rate. And it could be on an online travel agency, it could be on a meta search where they're not even really selling rooms, they're just pushing them. And I have to educate the guest that here's the rate we're offering. It is the best rate because we're going to take care of you. You don't know what you're getting out there. That could be advance purchased. So on a regular, because of the way things have changed, I am constantly educating our guests on what they're looking at. They'll have their desktops right in front of them when they're on the phone with me. Well, you see here I'm online, and I'll educate them. Where are you? What dates are you searching for? I want them to understand that we are offering the best deal, and we want to make them happy. So it's an education game too.
Sure.
Yeah,
Sure.
Something I didn't expect.
Right. Let's talk a little bit about the restaurant, because it's just it's one of the best spots to eat. I think so many varied menu items, and everything's really great.
It is. We're really proud of the restaurant, and we're so blessed to have Chef Kenny with us. He's just a true asset. The guy is incredible. He works an incredible amount of hours, and I've never met anyone who's so passionate about what he does and so dedicated. I got to tell you a little story. Several years ago, we finally convinced him he needed to take a vacation, right? You need to take some time off, Chef, and with this next week is going to be good. So he agrees. And so he's just about ready to go. I'm like, Chef, what are you going to do on your vacation? He says, I'm going to learn how to bake bread. And I'm like, really? He said, yeah, I'm going to spend all week learning how to bake bread. And so he came in every single day to the hotel with samples of bread, different breads and rolls and pastries and everything. And by the end of the week, he had mastered it. Yes. And that's why we have all of our breads, rolls, our hamburger buns, our focaccia bread, our pizza dough, our sourdough for the big cheese. All of our breads and rolls are made every day from scratch. Yeah.
All right, you mentioned it, so let's talk about, just describe the big cheese for me.
Oh, gosh.
It's so good.
Oh, it's one of my favorites. It's huge. It's like a foot long. And it's cut at an angle, so there's two giant triangles. And it's kind of like, might want to call it a progressive sandwich. So you start out with, I got to remember, is it the bacon, tomato?
I can't remember the order, but
Gouda,
yes.
I can't remember. Maybe it's the pizza. The pizza, then the bacon and tomato, and then my personal favorite, the jalapeno with onion straws and cheese. And I don't remember the different cheeses that go in order, but and it's grilled and it's crispy and buttery and cheesy and it's so good. So good. And trust me, when you cut it, it causes calorie leakage, and so then
So
you don't have to worry about that.
It is.
You got your dairy, your protein. And,
well, we are really happy to be hosting the show, having the show here, and thanks so much for hosting it. You guys are doing a great job, and just appreciate you guys being partners with us.
Thank you.
Thank you for hosting.
We appreciate
with us.
the opportunity.
Thanks for coming on. Appreciate it. Thanks for watching the Business Over a Brew podcast. For more video of me drinking free beer with some of the Riverbend's most interesting and influential business leaders, visit AltonDailyNews.com and click on the podcast page. To enjoy a great meal with great food, great service, and great atmosphere, visit Great Rivers Tap and Grill inside the Best Western Premier in Alton. Check out some of their new menu items at GreatRiversTapandGrill.com.